Perched on busy Sydney Harbour, this bright pocket of texture and colour in Birch Grove is the creative work of gardener Lindsey Baudinet. Lindsey, where did you start in the garden?
It was a derelict house when we first arrived, so that was in 1988. We had 3 children under 7, so we had a big lawn and we planted the periphery.
Would you say your garden has a particular style?
I think it's a Sydney style. It's actually quite a small block of land. It's what works locally. But as I've gardened more, it's become more tropical. It's not a pampered garden.
Lindsey is a gardener with a keen eye for how plants look in combination with other plants. Trees hang at the edges, while succulents, epiphytes and foliage plants play the starring role in bold textural plantings. So what did you do when the kids moved out?
Dug up the lawn. So I planted this up first, and I wanted to show off this wonderful harbour's edge. So you can see this sandstone goes right back through to the road. So our house has actually been cut into the stone. So there's very little soil up there. So we've actually got raised beds so that we have better drainage. This is a mammillaria that seems to be growing really well, and then agave, and here's a small purple bromeliad.
Yeah, it's a really different leaf. The contrast is
yes,
great,
it is,
isn't it?
Yes.
The conditions here are so extreme. I mean, it's really windy, it's fully exposed to the sun and the salt as well. They must be tough as.
These are really all the bits and pieces that have fallen off, and that I'm growing them to pass them on to other people.
Your own little kind of
nursery
and
yes.
emergency ward.
That's right, and they're survivors.
And I mean, not only are they surviving, they're actually colonising in the cracks in the pavement.
They are, they are. We'll see how far they grow. I love this part of the garden. Look at the colour and texture, and they're very hard to plant. I've got very thick gloves, hard to weed, but need absolutely nothing.
The Echinopsis is beautiful.
Oh, isn't it fabulous? And it's prolific. Started off as one single ball, and it's quite fast growing.
That flower is stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous flower.
So the key for you here has been that it has this slight elevation.
Yes, because I think in Sydney, cactuses survive best on a sloping, sunny block, so that water drains. Most essential part of growing cactuses is that they don't have damp roots.
So this composition, it's a big part of your gardening, isn't it?
It's about colour, textures, shape and size. And I think one of the arts to gardening is that you get the right size in the right place. For me, this works because it's a group of shapes that are all slightly different, but there's repetition.
The veggie garden here is right smack in the middle of the space.
Yes, well, it's not for aesthetic reasons, but this is the place where I get full sun all year round. I get beans and lemongrass. I wanted a browsing garden so you could walk around and eat things. So I pick off the asparagus.
Now, how do you feed this little elevated bed?
We're careful with our compost. I've got lots of compost bins, and I have manure on a regular basis.
Now, I've travelled the country, and I must say that your compost bins would have the best view of any compost bin anywhere in the nation.
Oh, well, I hope that they appreciate it. I don't have any plants that need lots of special attention, but I've planted these because I really like the different shapes and the change of leaf shape of the understory. And I love the difference in colour of the Ionium with the sedum down here. And the coria, the greyness of the back of the leaves goes really well with the Ionium.
And I mean, coria is just bulletproof. It's a coastal plant.
Yes, yes, I never water them.
Lindsey's garden is packed with plants that frame the stunning harbour view. But the thing is, this garden is full of interesting details that makes you want to stay not so much for the view, but for the plants.
Gardening is a very good balance in today's fast-paced life. And I think it teaches you patience, it teaches you to slow down, and that you need to be organised. You've got to be able to do a little bit all the time. And it's very regenerating, and that you can come home from a frantic day and be quiet in the garden.